retirement, my friend. We will miss you, and that smile, to say the least. We had a wonderful tribute to him earlier this afternoon upstairs,
Really
and
great.
I just can't believe this day has finally come.
His nickname is Mitter, and don't we all love him for that? He has forgotten more about sports than most of us will ever know. Mitter, we're going to miss you. Good luck.
Very much, and we're so happy for you. Congratulations.
And on that note, goodbye. It'll do it for Eyewitness News. World News Tonight with David Muir is next. He anchors from Uvalde.
We'll see you tonight at 11 o'clock.
Tonight, a special edition of World News Tonight. Chilling new details now emerging in the horrific elementary school shooting here in Uvalde, Texas. This small community now consumed in grief tonight. 19 children and 2 teachers killed at Robb Elementary School. Many of the victims just 10 and 11 years old. Tonight, what we have now learned about the 18-year-old suspect, a high school dropout here. The governor revealing the alleged gunman sent 3 private messages on Facebook just before all of this began to unfold. First about shooting his grandmother, and ending with, "I'm going to shoot an elementary school." Tonight, authorities retracing his steps from his grandparents' home to the school, how he got inside and where he went once he got in, barricading himself in a classroom and opening fire. The suspect armed with an AR-15 style rifle, ultimately killed by police. And tonight, investigators say the suspect turned 18 just 9 days ago, and that he bought his AR-15 style rifle the next day. Then another one just a few days later. And 9 days after his birthday, he was here at this school. We are now learning more about the children tonight and their 2 teachers. Some of the children getting end-of-the-year awards the morning of the shooting. Some of their parents, their loved ones, were at the school not knowing it would be the last time they saw their children. And tonight here, my interview with a young father, the video he showed me of his daughter fishing with him, and what he's vowing to do tonight in honor of his daughter. Also tonight, we have learned how long it took to take down the gunman after his first encounter with police here in Uvalde. And the officers inside the school, Border Patrol, sheriffs, police. Now we have learned a sheriff's deputy in that school helping to confront the gunman lost their own child in the shooting. Maria Villarreal, right here in Texas with us.
From ABC News, this is a special edition of World News Tonight with David Muir, reporting tonight from Uvalde, Texas.
And good evening tonight from Texas. We are here in Uvalde, a community in mourning. The mass shooting at the elementary school right behind me here, leaving so many parents, so many families without their sons and daughters. 19 school children and 2 teachers were shot and killed. Tonight here, we honor them, their names, their stories, the awards given to some of the students just hours before the shooting. This is the 2nd deadliest school shooting in U.S. history now, after Sandy Hook 10 years ago. Tonight, new reporting here on the 18-year-old suspect, Salvador Ramos. In fact, he turned 18 just 9 days ago. And the next day, authorities say he bought his first AR-15 style rifle. Days later, buying his second. And then a little more than a week after his birthday, showing up at the school right here behind us. Tonight, we've learned in the hours before the attack that he sent 3 private messages on Facebook signaling his plans. Tonight, the memorial growing outside Robb Elementary School. The school year has now ended early. A choked-up superintendent revealing the news that the year was over. We now know the rampage began here at the suspect's grandparents' house, where authorities say he shot his grandmother first. Then they say he took his grandparents' truck with no driver's license, crashing it near the school here before making his way inside. We have also learned that all of the victims were in 2 adjoining classrooms, the gunman barricading the door. And we have just learned it's now believed he was in the building anywhere from 40 minutes to an hour before being taken down. Parents, of course, came running, looking for their children, looking for answers, many waiting until the midnight hours before getting official word. A massive show of law enforcement here, and most of the children eventually taken to the local civic center to be reunited with their families. But that's also where families waited for the children who did not come home. Officials asking those parents for DNA samples as the night wore on to help identify the children who did not survive this. Tonight here, the faces of the fallen now coming in. Some of the 19 school children who lost their lives and the 2 teachers who died trying to save them. Of course, the question here tonight were warning signs missed. And this evening across this country, a call to act. But we begin tonight with what played out at the school right here behind me and the children in that classroom.
Tonight, inside the unspeakable horror,
Officers running to the scene with the 18-year-old gunman already inside Robb Elementary School, where second, third, and fourth graders were in the middle of their day. Authorities say he got in through a back door, slipping into a classroom and opening fire on fourth graders and their two teachers.
All in that unit, stand by. Do not attempt to get closer. We got shots fired.
Authorities believe he got into that school at 11:32 a.m.
We need to respond to South Grove and Mill Street to establish a perimeter.
Authorities say the suspect, Salvador Ramos, a high school dropout here, turned 18 just 9 days ago. Tonight, the ATF now saying just 1 day after his birthday, he bought an AR-15 style rifle. 3 days later, he bought a second one. And 4 days after that, he was here at the elementary school. Tonight, Texas Governor Greg Abbott describing the horror that played out even before he arrived at the school, at the home where he lived with his grandparents.
The first thing that happened was that the gunman shot his grandmother in the face. She then contacted police.
A neighbor describing the grandmother with a gunshot wound to her forehead, helping her to dress the wound. Tonight, she is in critical condition. And as all of this was playing out, Governor Abbott now revealing the suspect was posting chilling private messages on Facebook. The first message, that he was going to shoot his grandmother.
The second post was, I shot my grandmother. The third post, maybe less than 15 minutes before arriving at the school, was, I'm going to shoot an elementary school.
The suspect's grandfather telling ABC News he had no idea his grandson had these weapons and that he had no driver's license, still taking off in their truck.
The gunman fled, and as he was fleeing, he had an accident just outside of the elementary school, and he ran into the school.
Authorities say on his way in, opening fire with school officers. The suspect wearing tactical gear, getting into the back of the school.
The gunman then entered a back door and went down 2 short hallways and then into a classroom on the left-hand side. The gunman entered into that classroom, and the classroom was connected internally to another classroom.
Authorities say the gunman then barricading himself inside that fourth grade classroom and began shooting. Border Patrol, police, sheriffs all converging on that classroom. Outside, parents racing to the school amid reports of an active shooter. A firefighter describing the parents and first responders pulling children through windows to get them out. Back in that classroom, Border Patrol killing the gunman. And we learned today that one of those officers, a deputy sheriff, losing a daughter in the shooting. And the children who did get out, unable to erase what they saw, what they heard. Fourth grader Jordan Leges.
We just hear all kinds of gunshots going off, like nonstop, like constantly gunshots. And then we're over here all scared on the ground, fearing for our lives.
The superintendent ending the school year early.
My heart was broken today. We're a small community, and we'll need your prayers to get us through this.
The school children evacuated, many taken to the Civic Center, some even taken to the funeral home, waiting to be reunited with their parents. And then the families waiting, the grief on their faces as the hours went by, consoling one another, pleading for answers.
Please line up right here.
And the remarkable moment, Pedro Adame searching for his niece in the crowd of children being led inside, when suddenly they spot one another.
Yes, we got it. It's okay. We're right here. We're right here. Okay, it's okay. We're right here. Okay. Hey, we're right here. Okay. Hey, it's okay. We're right here.
For so many others here, the reunions never came. Tonight, these are the young lives stolen here in Uvalde. Amory Jo Garza had just turned 10. And look at this image, holding an award for the honor roll. That award had just been given to her hours before the shooting. Her family says she tried to call 911 during the shooting. And tonight, her father, Alfred Garza.
What would you want people to know about your daughter?
She was the best person that I know. Full of life, gone too soon, always smiling, very productive. She was her own self. She was her own person. She was a leader. She didn't try to be like anybody. She wanted to do things the way she wanted to do them. And that's what I admired most about my daughter. She was not a follower, she was a leader.
He shows me the video of them fishing together, he now cherishes.
Do you know what you're doing? Do you know what you're doing?
No.
Overnight here, Adolfo Cruz, a grandfather waiting for word on his granddaughter, Eliana Cruz Torres.
I just took a little time to go to the hospital and see if we could find out anything over there, and nothing.
His granddaughter did not survive. There was Xavier James Lopez, who was 10. A family member saying Xavier's mom was at that award ceremony just hours before the shooting. She had no idea it would be her final time with her son. His grandmother on the pain.
It's so hard to send your kids to school and thinking they're going to make it back home, and they're not.
Annabelle Rodriguez was 10. She died along with her cousin, Jacqueline Jalen Casares, also 10 years old, seen here in her first communion just weeks ago. Her father telling ABC News, "My little girl was full of life and touched so many people. She had the biggest heart. Jackie was the one that would go out of her way to help anyone." 10-year-old Rogelio Torres, his mother telling us he was a very smart and loving child. There was 10-year-old McKenna Lee Elrod and Jace Carmela Luvanos, 10 years old, and Jayla Nicole Seguro, 11. They were cousins too. The family telling us they were nothing but loving baby angels, always had a smile on their face, just full of life. Lucia Garcia, his grandfather, saying he was the sweetest little boy that I've ever known. And tonight here, the teachers. Irma Garcia, it was her 23rd year teaching at the school, about to celebrate her 25th wedding anniversary with her husband. She taught the children with 4th grade teacher Eva Morales. At the school for 17 years, she loved hiking in the outdoors, and her students loved her. Tonight, the growing memorial outside the school here, the flowers on the school sign, the officers just off behind it, and that father who showed me his daughter fishing with him, and his vow tonight to always honor her.
We have to honor her and make sure that we do good, and you know, and from this day forward, I want to live my life for my daughter that can't be here to live hers. You know, I want to try to do as much as I can, the best I can, as you know, as positive as I can, and I just would want to do what Amory would make her happy. You know, just live my life how she would want me to live it, and how just to do her proud. You know, do her proud and just live the life that she can't live anymore. You know.
That's your purpose now.
That's my purpose now.
The father determined to honor his daughter. The parents here, the families here that must now somehow find a way forward without their children. This community is a small, proud community, tight-knit, and we have learned tonight that among the law enforcement taking down the suspect inside the school here, a deputy sheriff who lost their own child. ABC's Maria Villarreal right here in Uvalde.
Tonight, as the tight-knit town of Uvalde mourns and grieves, we're learning that for many of the responding officers, this was personal. Many had their own children in harm's way. The sheriff's department.
One deputy sheriff lost a daughter in that school.
And Border Patrol.
We had one agent that lost his granddaughter. We had others that lost extended family.
Border Patrol Sector Chief Jason Owens telling me more than 80 agents responded to the scene.
They put themselves between this crazy person and these innocent children. Whether they were pulling the children to safety from windows, whether they were clearing rooms, whether they were actively engaging that suspect, each and every person played their role, and they did it with all of their heart.
Families taken to the local civic center, giving samples of their DNA, waiting for hours for officials to confirm whether or not their child had died. A long and painful process in a small town where there's less than 10 physicians available to deal with this kind of tragedy. All of the patients treated here have been released, so a bit of good news. And the 6 transferred to San Antonio, only 1 is still in critical condition. David?
Maria Villarreal right here on the scene with us again tonight. Maria, thank you. We turn now to the investigation tracking Salvador Ramos's final steps, the purchase of those assault-style weapons right after turning 18 just days ago. And tonight here, Matt Gutman interviews the suspect's grandfather, who says the family had no idea he had those weapons.
Tonight, investigators say the suspected Texas elementary school shooter bought those 2 AR-style rifles on 2 separate days. The first one on May 17th, just a day after his 18th birthday, and the other 3 days later on May 20th. Both rifles purchased just days before the rampage at Oasis Outback, a local sporting goods store. Authorities say the 18-year-old suspect legally purchased those ARs without a license, as well as multiple 30-bullet magazines and at least 375 rounds. The sale of large-capacity magazines and bullets is not regulated in Texas. Earlier, officials said the gunman was wearing body armor, but now correcting themselves, saying it was tactical gear, a vest designed to carry ammunition, but not protective plates or fabric. His grandfather telling me he knew nothing about the weapons.
I didn't know he had weapons or nothing or this or that. If I would have known, I would have reported him.
You would have reported your own grandson?
Yes, because I'm against all that.
Tonight, Texas Governor Greg Abbott saying the suspect had no known mental health history, insisting that law enforcement had no warnings.
There was no meaningful forewarning of this crime.
Tonight, investigators are combing through the suspect's social media history, where he allegedly posted videos of himself abusing animals, as well as photos of guns. His classmate Nathan Romo telling me the suspect had stalked him, even threatened to kill him after he ended their friendship.
In the back of your head, did you think, well, if there was anybody at school who would have done that, it's this kid?
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
So there were warning signs?
A little bit.
David, investigators tell me they still have to get through hundreds of interviews. This is going to take days. In the meantime, they have a number of outstanding questions, like for how long had the suspect planned this attack? What precipitated it? How did he get proficiency in the use of those weapons? Who knew about them? And who might have been able to put a stop to this? David.
So many questions. Matt Gutman here in Texas with us as well. Thank you, Matt. We turn now to the call to act tonight across this country, echoing from Texas to Washington, D.C. Here in Texas today, Governor Greg Abbott was confronted on live TV during his briefing. His Democratic challenger, Beto O'Rourke, interrupting him not long after the governor said he had asked so many leaders here on the ground what went wrong. Tonight, President Biden asking lawmakers, where is our backbone? Rachel Scott on the Hill tonight.
Republican Texas Governor Greg Abbott insisting today that guns were not the problem in the mass shooting that killed 19 children and 2 teachers.
I asked the sheriff and others and opening a question, what is the problem here? And they were straightforward and emphatic. They said, we have a problem with mental health illness in this community.
But interrupting Abbott's press conference, former Democratic Congressman Beto O'Rourke, who's running for governor himself.
You are doing nothing. No. You are offering us nothing. You said this is not predictable. This is totally predictable when you
Sir, you're out of time. Sir, you're out.
O'Rourke escorted out.
This is on you until you choose to do something different. This will continue to happen.
In Washington, Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut, where 26 people, including 20 children, were gunned down at Sandy Hook Elementary School, challenging his Republican colleagues to act.
What are we doing? Why are you here? If not to solve a problem as existential as this.
Polls show the American people want change. 56% support an assault weapons ban. 86% support a red flag law, allowing authorities to temporarily take guns away from people determined to be dangerous. And 89% support background checks. Still, for most Republicans on Capitol Hill, those issues are non-starters.
The majority of Americans support expanded background checks. Why not support it?
Unfortunately, what some people do is immediately want to take people's Second Amendment rights away, and I'm not willing to do that.
Many Republicans didn't want to talk about the issue at all.
Do you support expanded background checks? The majority of Americans support it. Do you support it? The majority of Americans support background checks. Do you support it?
Democrat Joe Manchin and Republican Pat Toomey have proposed a bill to expand background checks, including for sales online and at gun shows. But it needs 60 votes to pass, unless Senate Democrats change the rules to pass it with a simple majority. Senator Kyrsten Sinema of Arizona won't do that.
Senator Sinema, do you support changing the Senate rules in order to pass gun control legislation? 19 children are dead.
Thanks so much.
Can you give us a comment about it? In 2018, Texas Governor Greg Abbott did ask state lawmakers to consider a red flag law, but when Republicans refused, he backed down. And since then, Texas has actually loosened its gun laws, David.
Rachel Scott live in Washington tonight. Rachel, thank you. And there was a moment last night after news of the school shooting. NBA coach Steve Kerr of the Golden State Warriors in Dallas for a playoff game, the normal news conference. But then he came out and said he wasn't going to talk about basketball.
Now we have children murdered at school. When are we going to do something? And 50 senators in Washington are going to hold us hostage. Do you realize that 90% of Americans, regardless of political party, want background check, universal background check? 90% of us, we are being held hostage by 50 senators in Washington who refuse to even put it to a vote, despite what we, the American people, want. They won't vote on it because they want to hold on to their own power. It's pathetic. I've had enough.
Steve Kerr, a longtime gun control advocate, lost his father in a terror attack in the Middle East in 1984. When we come back tonight from Texas, what we are just learning from the White House, President Biden and the First Lady and their plans now to come to Texas.
Before treating your chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more, you're not the only one with questions about Botox. Botox prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine before they even start, with about 10 minutes of treatment once every 3 months. So ask your doctor if Botox is right for you, and if a sample is available.
Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
In a survey, 92% of current users said they wish they talked to their doctor and started Botox sooner. Plus, right now, you may pay $0 for Botox. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Botox.
Angie's List is now Angie, and it's easier than ever to get your projects done right. With Angie, you can connect with top pros and see ratings and reviews. And when you book and pay through Angie, you're covered by our happiness guarantee. Check out Angie.com today. Angie, and done.
I recommend Nature Made vitamins because I trust their quality. They were the first to be verified by USP, an independent organization that sets strict quality and purity standards. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand.
The First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, was asked today, will you be going to Texas? She said, of course. In the coming days, the President and the First Lady plan to visit. Let's get right to our chief White House correspondent, Cecilia Vega. And Cecilia, you and I were both on the air when they were in Buffalo just a week and a half ago.
Yeah, and this is first and forefront at the president's mind. He says he's going to be taking this trip with the First Lady in coming days to meet with families there, David. But today, President Biden is pushing for what he is calling common sense gun reform. He said the Second Amendment is not absolute. He also wants the Senate to confirm his nominee for ATF director. That agency that enforces gun laws in this country and regulates licensing has not had a permanent director in 7 years, David.
Cecilia Vega with that breaking headline tonight. Cecilia, thank you. And Cecilia, as you know, the FBI director also had a blunt warning today about protecting America's schools, and we'll have that in a moment.
No matter who you are, being yourself can be tough when you have severe asthma. Triggers can pop up out of nowhere, causing inflammation that can lead to asthma attacks. But no matter what type of severe asthma you have, Tespire can help. Tespire is a new add-on treatment for people 12 and over that proactively reduces inflammation, which means you could have fewer attacks, breathe better, and relieve your asthma symptoms. So you can be you, whoever you are. Tespire is not a rescue medication. Don't take Tespire if you're allergic to it. Allergic reactions like rash or an eye allergy can happen. Don't stop your asthma treatments unless your doctor tells you to. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection or your asthma worsens. Sore throat, joint, and back pain may occur. Avoid live vaccines. By helping control your asthma, Tespire can help you be you, no matter who you are. Ask your asthma specialist about Tespire today.
What could one strand of mRNA do? It could change the future of medicine.
It could change the lives of millions. See what mRNA could do. Moderna, this changes everything.
It's very difficult for the family because you too go through everything that they go through. Maybe not in the same way, but you're still there.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
For back pain, I've always been a take two and call in the morning guy. But my new doctor recommended Salonpas. Without another pill upsetting my stomach, I get powerful, effective, and safe relief. Salonpas, it's good medicine.
It's believed this attack here in Texas is now reportedly the 27th attack on a K-12 school this year alone. And in the nearly 10 years since Newtown, 270 students, teachers, administrators, and others have been killed at schools. FBI Director Chris Wray today talking about, quote, hardening schools in the U.S., saying the reality is they have become targets. When we come back, a powerful image from this community tonight.
What can I do with less asthma? With Dupixent, I can do more. Catching my train. Making moves. Making a connection. Oh, a train connection. That's how you do more with Dupixent, which helps prevent asthma attacks. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma that can improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks, and can reduce or even eliminate oral steroids. And here's something important. Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Are you ready to do more with less asthma? Just ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
With my hectic life, you'd think retirement would be the last thing on my mind. Thankfully, Voya provides comprehensive solutions and shows me how to get the most out of my workplace benefits. Voya helps me feel like I got it all under control.
Voya. Well planned, well invested, well protected.
COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too, by asking your healthcare provider if an oral treatment is right for you. Oral treatments can be taken at home and must be taken within 5 days from when symptoms first appear. If you have symptoms of COVID-19, even if they're mild, don't wait. Get tested quickly. If you test positive and are at high risk for severe disease, act fast. Ask if an oral treatment is right for you. COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too.
Hi, my name is Sherry. I'm 76 and I live on the Oregon coast. My husband Sam, we've been married 53 years. We love to walk on the beach, have 2 daughters, and then 2 granddaughters. I noticed that memories were not there like they were when I was much younger. Since taking Prevagen, my memory has gotten better, and it's like the puzzle pieces have all been put together.
Prevagen, healthier brain, better life.
Migraine attacks? You can't always avoid triggers like changes in weather. Qulipta can help prevent migraine attacks. You can't prevent what's going on outside. That's why Qulipta helps what's going on inside. Qulipta is a pill, gets right to work to prevent migraine attacks and keeps them away over time. Qulipta blocks CGRP, a protein believed to be a cause of migraine attacks. Qulipta is a preventive treatment for episodic migraine. Most common side effects are nausea, constipation, and tiredness. Learn how AbbVie can help you save on Qulipta.
Verizon Business Unlimited is going ultra. Get more, like Manny. Event planning with our best plan ever.
Yeah, that's what I do.
With 5G ultra wideband in many more cities, you get up to 10 times the speed at no extra cost. Verizon is going ultra, so your business can get more.
For one night only, Martha Stewart's opening her doors.
My first ever tag sale.
And everything must go.
Everything is going to be sold. I don't want to be known as a hoarder.
The Great American Tag Sale with Martha Stewart, tonight on ABC.
Tonight, a final image. One of the young faces lost here, McKenna Lee Elrod, surrounded by flowers outside the school. That memorial growing tonight right over my shoulder here behind us. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
So much at stake, and Roe versus Wade on the chopping block. Governors are the last line of defense to protect abortion. And in New York, the Republican candidates want to strip it away. But Kathy Hochul won't let that happen. She's working to amend the state constitution so that no matter how the Supreme Court rules in Washington, your right to a safe abortion is protected in New York.
I will always protect reproductive rights and keep abortion access safe in New York.